No gorilla back yet. This is why your training isn't working. If your back workouts feel brutal and you leave the gym drenched in sweat, yet your back still looks average, you're not missing effort, you're missing alignment. Most lifters assume that pushing harder, lifting heavier, or adding sets will magically transform their back. But here's the truth, your effort doesn't equal results. It's not about more weight, it's about more intention. The problem isn't your gym time, it's how your muscles are being recruited. And until you fix that, no amount of volume will give you the gorilla back you're after. Today, we're breaking down why your back can stay unimpressive even if you train it consistently. Not because you're lazy, not because you're skipping exercises, but because 5 small mistakes quietly erase most of your visual progress. Once you see them, you can't unsee them, and correcting them could be the difference between a flat, undefined back and a back that turns heads. Quick note, this is informational only. I'm not giving you a cookie-cutter program, rep counts, or a checklist. This is about understanding the mechanics of back growth. Why it works, why it fails, and how you can fix it. If there's a body part or training topic you want explained in the same clear, no-nonsense way, drop it in the comments. And if this makes your gym sessions more effective, subscribing helps support the channel. Let's untangle the confusion. Meet/problem setup. Most people assume back training is straightforward. Lift heavier, add more sets, crank out endless lat pull downs until your arms scream. The idea is simple. More work equals bigger back, but reality rarely matches this expectation. You may notice your waist slimming, your abs defining, and even your posture improving, but your back, it doesn't pop, it doesn't widen, it doesn't give you that dramatic V taper or the full thickness across your lats and traps you've been chasing. When this happens, the usual culprit lifters point to is genetics. I guess I'm just not built for it, they think, but here's the truth. It's not genetics failing you, it's signal failure. Your nervous system isn't effectively communicating with the muscles you want to grow. You're training movement, not muscle. Reps and sets alone don't guarantee hypertrophy. If your brain isn't recruiting the right fibers in the right way, your back will remain flat despite all the weight you move. The problem isn't effort, it's intention. Most exercises are performed mechanically, with elbows, shoulders, and even your ego doing the work, while your lats, traps, and rhomboids barely get involved. You're moving through motions without feedback, without control, and without real connection to the muscles that create the shape you want. Until you start training your back with precision, intention, and consistent tension, you'll keep spinning your wheels. Your back won't grow in width, thickness, or density because your muscles aren't being found by your mind. In short, the real issue isn't the number of sets, the weight you lift, or how long you grind in the gym. It's that your training hasn't taught your body how to express its full potential. Once you fix the signal, learn to engage the right fibers, maintain tension, and move with purpose, the back you've been chasing will finally start to show. 1. You're training movement, not muscle. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most back exercises only look like back exercises, but in reality, they're often arm exercises in disguise. Think about your last set of lat pull-downs or rows. Did your biceps burn before your lats even activated? If so, your back wasn't truly being trained. You were just moving weight. If your elbows aren't actively driving the motion through your back, your lats, traps, and rhomboids are being skipped entirely. You might think you're hitting your back hard, but the truth is your muscles aren't even engaged. It's not about the load, it's about the intention behind every repetition. Lifting heavier doesn't automatically recruit the right fibers. A 100-pound pull is useless if your lats are idle and your arms are doing all the work. Most lifters never truly train their backs. They train around them, unknowingly leaving growth on the table. The solution is simple, but it requires focus. Track your elbows carefully, retract your shoulder blades, and feel the muscle contract at every stage of the movement. Slow down each repetition and pause at peak contraction. Don't rush through the motion. Mind-muscle connection isn't optional, it's mandatory. When your nervous system learns to engage the correct fibers consistently, your back will finally start to grow in the way you've been training for all along. Stop thinking in terms of weight lifted and start thinking in terms of muscle recruited. Your back isn't being lazy, it's waiting for you to show it the way. 2. Your back never learns to stay tight. Your back isn't just a collection of muscles. It's a complex postural system designed to maintain tension and stability. Growth and definition don't come from random movement. They come from consistent, controlled activation. Every sloppy rep teaches your nervous system that it doesn't need to maintain tension. If each set looks different, elbows flaring, shoulders shrugging, spine rounding, your back never locks in the proper recruitment pattern. Over time, this inconsistency trains your body to check out during lifts, limiting stimulus and leaving your back underdeveloped despite all your effort. Here's the counterintuitive part. Continuous tension matters far more than extreme range of motion. A slow, controlled, partial rep with perfect engagement often produces better results than a full, chaotic rep that sacrifices form. Some lifters even achieve thicker, more defined backs with lighter weights because they maintain continuous, precise tension throughout every repetition. Speed and momentum are the enemy here. Rushing through reps, letting other muscles compensate, or letting your shoulders and spine dominate the movement signals your nervous system that your back doesn't need to fire fully. This is why your back can stay soft and underdeveloped despite hitting every exercise in your routine. The solution is simple in concept, but demanding in practice. Every repetition should maintain tension from start to finish. Elbows track, scapulae retract, spine remains neutral, and the mind focuses on the muscle contraction. Teach your nervous system that your back must stay on. Only then will it finally respond with size, density, and definition. 3. You're chasing pump, not shape. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Chasing a pump doesn't automatically build a visually impressive back. That tight, swollen feeling after a set might feel satisfying, but it's temporary. Pump is short-term, shape is long-term. Real back aesthetics come from structure, tension, and deliberate targeting, not from random fatigue. Each movement has a purpose. Wide grip pulls emphasize the lats, creating width. Narrow grips hit the mid-back and traps differently. High rows target the upper lats and rear delts, while low rows emphasize thickness in the lower lats and rhomboids. If you mix all these movements without intention, you end up with a catch-all routine. Your back is technically trained, but no area stands out. Width, depth, and detail, the hallmarks of a true gorilla back, and are lost in the shuffle. Clarity beats chaos. Instead of loading up every machine and variation, focus on the areas you want to develop most. That might mean fewer sets, lighter weights, or slower reps, but with more intention. Each repetition should maintain tension, control, and engagement in the targeted muscle fibers. Think of each set as a precision tool, not just a calorie-burning exercise. Remember, growth isn't about exhaustion or how pumped you feel. It's about giving your back the correct stimulus in the right way. By training with purpose, emphasizing structure over sensation, and targeting your weaknesses with precision, your back will gain the shape, density, and visual presence that a pump alone can never achieve. Mid-video reset. Here's where most lifters get it completely wrong. Back size isn't about doing more. More sets, more reps, more weight. Those things alone don't guarantee growth. In fact, overloading without purpose often sabotages results. Your back responds to clear, consistent signals, not mindless volume. Each rep is an opportunity to communicate with your muscles. Are they under tension? Are the fibers firing in the right sequence? Is your posture stable? Your shoulders and spine aligned? Your elbows tracking through the back? These are the details that make or break visual progress. Doing less but with intention often produces better results than doing more without focus. Controlled reps, proper angles, and deliberate engagement allow your back to fully contract and stretch, stimulating growth where it actually matters. Think of it like a sculptor with a chisel. Hitting the muscle repeatedly at random won't create shape. Focused, precise strikes build the masterpiece. In back training, clarity of movement is far more important than sheer volume or brute strength. Stop chasing more weight or endless reps. Start chasing precision. Your back will thank you. 4. Your back never gets real time under tension. One of the biggest mistakes lifters make is thinking that fast, heavy reps automatically build a bigger back. Here's the reality. Back muscles are designed for endurance and controlled work, not explosive power. Short, rapid reps might feel impressive and make you sweat, but they rarely stimulate meaningful hypertrophy in the lats, traps, and rhomboids. If your sets end before your back truly reaches fatigue, you haven't grown muscle. You've just rehearsed the movement. Momentum takes over, your arms compensate, and the mind-muscle connection is lost. That's why some lifters can lift massive weight yet still have a flat, underwhelming back. The visual growth comes from tension, not numbers on a plate. Time under tension is the secret that most overlook. Every rep should be deliberate. Control the lowering phase, pause at the peak contraction, and feel each fiber fire. Slow, controlled movements maximize the stimulus on your muscles while reducing reliance on assistance from smaller muscle groups. The back only grows when it carries the load fully. Mindless ego lifting won't give you the thickness, depth, or detail you're after. Instead, treat each set like a sculpting session. Focus on contracting the muscles, feeling the stretch, and maintaining tension throughout every phase of the movement. Consistency here beats brute force. Your back grows when you force it to work for each rep, not when you rush through the motions. Prioritize tension over weight. Your visual results will follow. 5. You don't pose, so you can't see progress. One of the most overlooked aspects of back development isn't in the gym, it's in the mirror. If you never practice flexing or posing your back, you're essentially training blind. You might hit every row, pull and pull down, but without conscious engagement, the growth signals don't fully reach the fibers that matter most. Mind-muscle connection isn't a trendy catchphrase, it's real feedback. Your nervous system needs to understand which muscles to activate and how to recruit them efficiently. If you can't feel your lats, traps, or rhomboids contracting, they won't respond optimally, no matter how heavy the weight. Posing isn't just for bodybuilders. Practicing contractions in front of a mirror, holding at the peak, and learning to isolate sections of your back teaches your brain how to fire those fibers consistently. Over time, this neuromuscular awareness translates directly into growth during your lifts. You begin to guide the tension rather than letting momentum or other muscles take over. Think of it as mapping your back's wiring. Each session spent learning to feel and control your back strengthens those neural pathways, creating more efficient, targeted growth. Without this feedback loop, you risk stagnation. Your muscles might get stronger, but they won't develop the thickness, detail, or shape of a true gorilla back. In short, the back responds when your brain finds it. No feedback, no refinement, no real progress. Regular posing, contractions, and mindful engagement are as essential as any set or rep in building a back that commands attention. Solution: how to build a gorilla back. The solution isn't more exercises, it's about sending clear, precise signals to your muscles. Fewer movements, slower reps, controlled angles, and deliberate intent matter far more than chasing volume or constantly adding weight. Each set should have purpose. Each contraction should be felt. Lift heavy when the tension demands it. Pause at the peak of each rep. Focus on muscle engagement over range of motion. Train with control, not chaos. Let your back, not your arms or momentum, carry the load. This is how thickness, width, and detail actually develop. Mind-muscle connection isn't optional. It's mandatory. Your muscles only respond when your brain knows exactly where to send the signal. Weight without intention is meaningless. Reps without control are wasted motion. Growth happens when your nervous system actively recruits the right fibers, stabilizes posture, and maintains continuous tension. Remember, building a back that commands attention is not about undertraining or overtraining. It's about communicating clearly with your body. Precision beats volume. Consistency beats randomness, and control beats ego. If you don't have a gorilla back yet, it's not because you lack effort, it's because your body hasn't received the proper instructions. Focus on deliberate, controlled, and intentional training. That's the path to a back that's not just strong, but visually dominant, a back that truly stands out. If this finally made things click, you're not imagining it. Your back can grow, but only when you train it with intention and precision. The key isn't more exercises, heavier weights, or endless reps. It's clarity, control, and consistent tension. Your muscles respond to signals your brain sends, not to ego or mindless motion. Now it's your turn. Think about the body part you struggle with the most. Is it arms, legs, chest, shoulders, or your back? Drop a comment and share it. I read every one. By knowing what you want to improve, I can break it down for you with honest, actionable guidance. No hype, no gimmicks, just insight that actually works. And if you want this kind of breakdown for every muscle group, the full practical roadmap for building real size, shape, and definition, hit subscribe. Let's stop guessing and start training smarter, not harder.